Okay, I know everyone has been wanting some more tutorials, so I'm going to continue on with rigging. And just like all my other tutorials, I mainly just go and talk about the tools, how you can use them, and it's up to you to determine how you'd like to use them. Alright, so you'll see I'm not starting with a blank screen or a blank open window like I normally do. I'm starting with a model. It's because typically to rig something, you have to have something to rig. So in this case, I just have my cat model. It's kind of like a male version of my cat model here. Pretty simple, not too different. These are actually set up. You'll notice the geometry looks a little strange, especially back here. I actually tweaked all these points through time as I was rigging it. So there's a very good reason why those points are like that, and why the elbows are like this. The geometry is actually set up to rig, but you really probably won't be able to know exactly how it deforms until you actually rig it. But this, I didn't have time to make a newer model to rig, so I'm just going to use my old model. Alright, first we go to character. Oh, and if you'd like to see these as we're working, just go to NB, which is the display types. So now we can actually see the line work there. Go to character, joint tool. This tool actually draws the joints. If you wanted to start with individual joints, you could just click on joint, drag that joint into the character. You'll also notice I have other objects in here as well that I can stick inside of bones at a later time. The eyes are separate. This is basically an instance of the left eye here. And I got my teeth. My teeth are separate. And these are all just various decisions I've made. You don't have to have the teeth separate if you don't want to. They can be part of the same geometry. They can be a separate object within the same geometry. Or they can at least be an independent shape in the geometry. Or not. You can have it all same geometry if you want. I prefer to keep them separate. They're easier to deal with. So don't worry about these. So we have a joint way down here. Let's drag it up, and we can just click Control Shift, or no, click Control Drag to copy it, or Control C, Control V, and copy it inside. You'll see we have joints. This is how I prefer to build my joint chain. I like to have control of the numbers. I like to make sure it's working along one axis and everything is straight. I just hold down on Shift to do this, to move it along two axes at once. But let's look at... Oh, hold on. Okay. Go to Character, Joint Tool, and you want to be in one of the ortho views to use this. So let's middle click and middle click on the front here. And we can click, but it won't do anything. So what you do is you control, click, and then you'll get your first bone. Control, click again. Actually, let's move this up here. Control, click to get a chain. You'll notice I just added one there, and I can add one here. If you shift click on this, it'll divide into two. It'll split up and name them accordingly. Actually, you notice it repeats the names here. But regardless, you're going to have to go back and manually name all these things. But you will have some help though, and I'll show you that. So we go back in top view. This tool, just kind of grab things and align them up a little bit. I guess I like to keep my spines a little curved. You don't have to though. But I'm unsatisfied with that. Just because of these funny numbers that you get. Of course, that's why I prefer the other method. Alright. Actually, that's not too bad. Let's see here. Okay, this is the number that'll kill you. Set that to 0. Okay, otherwise, that's pretty good there. We can work with that. So let's work with that. After I go through the rest of the tools. Alright, joint align tool. It sounds like it's self-explanatory. It kind of more or less is. You'll notice that these bones are lined up. Green is up. The red is facing toward the front. The same with this. You have, I think if you have offset there, and you use the joint align tool, go to apply. Notice it lined them both up. They're facing a little bit differently, but they're both lined up. So that's what that tool is for. You can use it to do various things. I'm just undoing with Control Z a few times. I would manually align my stuff myself, but that's a matter of preference. Alright, mirror tool. I'm not going to model, I'm not going to rig everything of this character, but I'd like to show you just the tools for the most part. So, let's important to name stuff. Actually, let's not name that hip. Okay. Actually, I guess that would be the left shoulder. You can use underscores or dots or whatever you'd like to use. Oh, I named that upper arm. And this lower arm. And wrist. Alright. Now let's mirror this. Let's mirror it starting right here. Mirror tool, and you get a number of options. And if you set it up along the axis, usually the x-axis here, origin, world, coordinates, view. Notice this, you can replace something. So in this case, let's replace left. Or just, yeah, L dot with R dot. Mirror. Alright. So if we see here, you see we've got mirrored geometry. Alright. We'll continue this. Okay. Okay. Notice how that looks a little odd there. What we're going to do is Control, move. So I can kind of set that to the same. Not exactly the same, but close. Go to the side view there. Remember, I'm Control clicking. Close enough. You can always change things how you wish. I might even undo that. Alright, I'll see you in the next tutorial.